Many seniors I speak to have either fully paid their home or are left with just a small loan. Now they are finally thinking about right-sizing to a smaller home. But the moment they sit down to decide, the questions suddenly become much harder than expected. Is it better to go for a BTO 2-room flexi flat or a HDB resale 3-room flat? And their concern go far beyond price. Will their next home hold its value? Can it be passed on? Will it remain a comfortable place in their later years? And most importantly, will their housing plan actually give them the security that they are looking for in retirement? Not just smaller home, but also the financial stability to live with comfort and dignity for the years ahead. And that's exactly what we will explore in this video. Now let's dive in. Before we talk about anything else, let's make one thing clear. When senior talks about 2-room flexi versus 3-room resale flat, we are not really comparing two choices. We are actually looking at three very different options. First, a 99 years 2-room flexi, which works like a normal flat, starting with 99 years lease. Second, a short lease 2-room flexi flat. These are HDB 2-room flexi flats that comes with shorter lease, somewhere between 15 to 45 years. And third, a resale 3-room HDB flat, where the lease depends on the unit itself. It could be pretty new, maybe 5 years, or an aging flat with more than 50 years already gone. Now, most importantly, let's look at their prices. From February 2025, BTO launched. In Woodlands North Verge, a 2-room flexi flat, 48 square meter on a full 99 years lease, start from 166,000. The same unit but on 30 years short lease start from 83,000. In a prime project, Tanjong Rhu Park Front, a 2-room flexi flat, 49 square meter on a 99 years lease starts from 275,000. On a 30 years short lease, the same unit starts from 138,000. So just between lease length and location, prices can be very different. Now let's compare with a 3-room resale flat. At Strathmore Avenue, a 3-room flat with about 94 years lease length, mid-floor, sold at 758,000. At 573C Woodlands, a 68 square meter, 3-bedroom unit, about 92 years left, sold at 525,000. At the lower end, a 3-room flat at 52 Circuit Road, low floor, about 42 years lease remaining, sold for 299,000. So as senior planning to downsize, we acknowledge that price is often one of the most important factors in decision making. But as you will see in the next part, there are much more to consider beyond just home prices. Now let's talk about something many seniors ask me about: what happens down the road. Not just the price today, but whether the flat will still hold its value and whether there's anything to pass on as a legacy. For 99 years 2-room flexi, there will eventually be resale value, and since the lease is still fresh, the future value looks relatively promising, though it depends on market conditions such as supply and demand. For short lease 2-room flexi flat, the answer is simple: there's no resale value. When the lease runs out or if you give it up early, the flat goes to HDB. You only get a refund of the unused lease value. That means there's nothing left behind for your family. You can't even will it to your children. For a 3-room resale flat, you can pass it down to your loved ones, but whether the value holds depends very much on lease remaining and also future market conditions. For newer 3-room, the future potential still looks healthy, but the risk is with older flats. For example, if the flat is 50 years old today, after 30 to 40 years, it will only be left with 10 or 20 years. And at that stage, it will be much harder to sell. Buyers face CPF usage limits, loan restrictions, and the pool of buyers shrinks, and that drives the value down. So if legacy planning is important to you, perhaps a short lease flexi or older 3-room flat may not be the best option. But if your priority is comfort and retirement, or maybe you are single or your children sometimes drive you a little crazy, then maybe it's time to choose what works best for you. Now, let's talk about space and how that affects your lifestyle in retirement. For 3-room resale flat, space is its biggest strength. With 2 bedrooms, you have options. You can welcome family members for overnight stays, let grandchildren visit comfortably, rent it out or prepare for the future if you decide to have a helper. Some 3-room flats comes with an extra utility room which adds another layer of flexibility. For a 2-room flexi, the story is different. It is compact, just 1 bedroom and 1 living space, and the basics you need. And that means less flexibility for visitors or family members to stay. Even hosting friends and relatives for occasions such as Chinese New Year or Hari Raya can sometimes feel stressful. But on the other hand, a smaller home also comes with real benefit. Lower maintenance, you spend less time on cleaning, the money costs are lower, town council charges, property tax and utility are cheaper. On top of that, you receive higher usage and service and conservancy charges rebate. So in the end, it really comes down to what you value more, flexibility or simplicity. Now let's talk about policies and restrictions and how they affect each other. They really work quite differently. For short-lease Flexi, you must be at least 55 years to apply. If you are just below 55 and you really want to downsize now, then your only options are 99 years BTO flat or a resale flat. And when I say BTO, I also mean flat bought directly from HDB, including sales of balance flat. As the name suggests, a short-lease Flexi comes with lease between 15 to 45 years. You cannot take a loan. It must be fully paid with cash or CPF. And there's no resale value because you cannot sell it on the open market. If you give it up or if you pass away, it goes to HDB. They refund only the unused lease value, plus you cannot rent it out. For resale 3-room flat, the situation is different. You may be looking at newer ones or older ones. If it's a newer, financing is straightforward. You can use CPF and take a loan normally. But if it's older, lease decay becomes a key issue. Say you want to pass it down to your children. As the flat gets older, the pool of buyers gets smaller because of CPF age 95 rules. If the flat doesn't cover the youngest buyer to at least age 95, CPF usage and loan eligibility will be restricted, and over time, this affects the resale value. I have done another video that dives deeper into older flats and lease decay, so if you want the full details, you can check out the video. I'll leave the link in the description. Now, let's sum it all up by looking at each factors one by one. In terms of pricing, the short-lease Flexi is the cheapest. Next comes the 99 years 2-room Flexi flat. A 3-room resale flat usually costs the most, though it depends on location and how many years of lease are left. For resale value, a 99 years Flexi is the strongest because of its fresh lease. A resale 3-room can also hold good value if it's newer, but older flats will see their value drop as the lease runs down. A short lease Flexi has no resale value at all since it goes back to HDB. And if you are thinking about space, the 3-room clearly gives you more. Some even come with extra utility room, which can be useful for storage or helper. Both types of 2-room Flexi are compact, so you need to keep things simple. On maintenance, the 2-room Flexi are cheaper, lower town council charges, property tax, and you even get more usage rebates, etc. A 3-room flat costs a bit more to maintain. For legacy planning, a short lease Flexi ends with you. There's nothing to will to your next of kin. But with a 99 years lease or resale 3-room, you can pass it down, though the resale value will depend on the remaining lease and market condition. So at the end of the day, there isn't a single right answer. It depends on whether you value flexibility over simplicity, whether your priority is legacy or just comfort and peace of mind in retirement. And here's the good news. Whatever you choose, if you right-size your home and top up your CPF with the proceeds, the government will support you with cash bonus. Downsizing to a 3-room or smaller flat, you get up to 30,000. And from December 2025, if you downsize to a 2-room or smaller flat, you get extra 10,000, making the total silver housing bonus to 40,000. It is the government way of encouraging seniors to right-size, strengthening their CPF and secure more retirement income. I have done another video that goes deep into how silver housing bonus works and exactly how you can qualify. You can watch it here in a while. Lastly, retirement decision no need to be rushed. What matters is clarity. Every choice should give you comfort, security, and dignity. With the right plan, your home becomes your foundation for retirement that can feel steady and worry-free. Sincerely, I wish you well. My name is Kenneth, and I'll see you on the next video.